everyone. I'm Allison, and welcome to my weekly meltdowns coverage of The Last of Us, episode 5, entitled Endure and Survive. Kind of like me with my internet right now. I'm having my own The Last of Us over here. It's freezing. I don't know what's going to happen. I might just drop off the face of the earth, but that's good because then you guys will get a word in. Because like I said, I have 5 pages of notes and a side note page on my 5 pages of notes because I'm a big fat nerd. And that's just the way it is. Okay. Is Rory frozen?
That's
yes. A variant. That's like the worst place for him to freeze.
I had to screenshot this.
Rory.
Done.
Okay, here we go. Well, guys, Tyler.
I'll take him out while just to spare him some humility.
Whoa, we don't need to zoom in. We don't need to zoom in. I got close on me. I'm not feeling it today. Oh, why not? I went to the dermatologist today and I had some deep pores cauterized off my face. So I look like I climbed out of that hole with the rest of the infected. And I possibly could be a bloated bloater too, considering I had a nothing but cake before the show. So consider I'm your own infected bloater right now. I might fart. I don't know. But guys, have either one of you, I just want to know if sorry, but what the fuck is happening? I just want to know, have either one of you been to your old childhood bedrooms lately?
I was thinking about that because my mom sold our childhood home before I moved to New York. So but every time I'm in the area, I always go out of my way to drive up the old street and go around the cul-de-sac and just look at it because that is the closest I will ever get to being in my childhood home again, if that makes any sense. So that that line was it kind of brought up a little emotion in me in terms of of course it's not as bad as a zombie apocalypse, but there are places that mean so much to you in your development that are no longer there anymore for you to go back and revisit and stuff.
I was just kind of wondering, what constitutes a childhood home? Is it the home that you remember the most as a child? Is it the home you were brought, the home you were brought to after you were born? Is it the house you most relate your childhood to? I was born in Springfield, Missouri, and I lived there till I was 4 in the same house. And I know where that house is. I drive past that house when I go to Springfield. And I see it and all that. And then when we moved back to Memphis, when my parents divorced, I lived in a duplex on Oak Park. And I remember, that is what I remember the most, more than anything. So I've done drive-bys past that, and other. I really have a stable home to live in till I was about 12. Up to then, it was I lived somewhere a year and a half. But if I had to associate, it would be that home on Oak Park, the first official home. Rory's desperately trying to find a home so he can get on the show with his internet. It went through. It's like the tentacles reached through and grabbed a hold of your internet, Rory. We're connected now. We're infected.
God.
I don't know what happened.
I'm living. Listen, I'm this close to being on my phone too. I don't know either, guys. But we were just asking Roy, have you visited your childhood bedroom lately?
No, it's too far out of the way. I don't remember the quote. Damn it.
Well, that's okay. We were just kind of talking about that. But other than that, what did everyone think about this episode? Was it okay? Was it fun?
Okay. I loved it. But there was halfway through, before the action started in the second half, I was like it's really hard for me to keep my attention span for shows like this. Like if there's too much dialogue and too much just like talking about like how are we gonna survive this? I'm like I start looking at my phone and I start opening up Instagram, you know what I mean? Like
I can relate.
but then all of that shit went down and that was crazy. And like that was such a cool action sequence. And then like of course little Sammy got bit on the leg and stuff like that. But no, I thought it was a really good episode. I really loved the of course like we'll get into the episode proper, but I loved the 2 or 3 minute little like bonus thing that they did after the episode where the creator said that it was the show's idea to make Sam deaf. And the creator of the video game, he was like, I love that so much. I wish I thought of that. It's genius. It's perfect. And I love that they brought in like the head director of ASL to make sure that like the sign language they were portraying on the show was like an accurate representation, and using a real deaf actor for Sam, I thought was really great. Well done as well. I just love those little like tidbits that they're doing like after the episode's done. I feel like it enriches like their thought process for the world and the changes they're making and stuff. And yeah, I don't know. What did you think, guys? I'm rambling.
Does your tone ever change, or is it just always RAV?
What?
Is it the resting asshole voice? Is it always that way? Like
Me?
Jill? Yeah, you.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. I have the sweetest voice ever.
No, I was just laughing because like I was kind of listening. We all have a tone on this show.
Oh yeah.
And like I was laughing I just could not stop laughing during that part the first time when they're holding the gun on Joel and he's so monotone. He's like, yeah, it's fine. We're okay. Yeah. That is such an angry parent thing. I don't know. I guess it's a regular person thing too, but it's kind of an angry parent, angry wife thing, because I do it to my husband and I did it to my son as a kid. Like that, when I cross that threshold of voice, you're in trouble. It's a long night. You're in for a long night. I don't care. I'm not dropping anything. As a matter of fact, I may drop stuff and then pick it right back up. I may go into gaslight mode. I don't know. But when I hit that voice, it's on. And I loved it. I thought it was a great episode. I thought that I was like, Charlie, it does slow a little bit, but I love the good dialogue. I appreciate the emotions, all of it. Kind of at first I thought, okay, this is going to be a Henry and Sam. Well, first of all, I need to we need to talk about what I said last week. Everything that I predicted was so wrong and so nowhere near the hole that I made this meme. We're just going to use this for every show that we cover.
Yeah. We're going to have this like on shorthand, like no matter what show that we're doing.
It doesn't matter.
It's always just a click away.
My theories and predictions almost never happen. It's a done deal. But I'm like, this was my husband going, this is not what you said. I said Henry and Kathleen were married. Sam was their baby. He was done with this life. He wanted something better. He was trying to get out. Oh no, that's not what happened. What happened is Henry was a collaborator and sold out Brian, Kathleen's brother, so he could to Fedra so he could get leukemia treatment for his younger brother Sam. I'm gonna tell you something. Kathleen hates some kids. Dude, she hates kids.
I'm not the biggest I'm not the biggest kids person either, but I'm not like Kathleen level of crazy. You know what I mean? She's like the insanity in her voice when she's like there's no emotion. She's like, sometimes kids die, and that's okay.
Sometimes they're just supposed to die, and that's the way it is. And you don't trade them for an apple.
You crazy bitch.
You trade them for an apple or a beer or something. Because these people were okay. Roy, what'd you think about the episode?
My God, it took me on the full roller coaster. I really loved it. I think the problem with the amount of dialogue is because it's going from the video game adaptation to the show. I have a little bit of insight to the video game. By a little bit, I mean, like, I kind of know the plot. So, like, they had to, I kind of described it as they had to change the key and tempo of the song, but they're still hitting the same notes.
Yes.
Like originally in the game, this whole interaction that Joel Ellie have with, why am I blanking on names now? Sam and Henry, it happens in Pittsburgh. And the whole story is that this group of bandits that run Pittsburgh don't run with kids. So literally the change is instead of being a citizen of Kansas City, they were also traveling and they don't like children. So that was their whole thing with like him needing to get Sam out of the city. So yeah.
So this is the group Tyler would have been with. I think so. I'm thinking it. I'm like, man, that would have been Tyler's group. No children.
No kids allowed.
None.
That's the name of that's the name of the society. No kids allowed.
No kids allowed. Kansas City.
What's the name of the club from Little Rascals? It's just like that level of it. It's like the women haters.
I know what you're talking about.
I can't remember what it's called now, but it's like that level of energy of what the group is. Just with children.
Well, yeah. I just want to go on and say that I have to commend HBO and the writers and everyone because, I've got to bring up the other show. I got to bring up the other. I have to commend these people for not dragging this storyline out for a season and a half. If this had been The Walking Dead, we would have been swimming in Kathleen's river of denial and Henry for forever. It would never end. Yeah. It'd be her, Perry, Rick Grimes, Jesus, all of them running around, and we would deal with this for a year, and we'd get nowhere. They'd be nothing. And I'm just so happy that we're done. One and done. That's it. I love Melanie Linsky, but I did not like her as this character. I didn't like it. I was not into it. I was not committed.
I feel like that's the general opinion though. Like I feel like a lot of people don't like her portrayal of this character.
Yeah.
Sorry,
you loved it. Tell us, Roy, why?
I just because also like trying to place it situationally, she's in emotional turmoil and she's just
lost it. Yeah,
exactly. I think it was fantastic. It's like, okay, yeah, I have all the power in the world and I am not emotionally stable. What fun are we gonna have here? Like, it's a recipe for disaster. And Kathleen is like, I love Kathleen. Kathleen's my favorite character right now from the show. I'm sorry, I loved it.
Like, she would take someone like Tyler and put him in prison, and his prison would be a bunch of toddlers and kittens mixed together.
Well, when they discovered that little underground daycare thing, I would be like, that is not where I'm settling. I'll tell you that right now.
Tyler's like, no, we're going to keep this going. I am not staying here.
Ellie, we don't need to stay. We don't need to stay here. You can play soccer somewhere else.
Play kickball somewhere. And am I the only one when they were down there in the tunnels playing kickball, going into Pedro Pascal in the corner like this, like, like, why are you making so much gosh damn noise?
They were really noisy.
We don't know what else is down here. The fact that you think there aren't any affected. I got news for you. There are. And you can ask Kathleen. Well, you could, but you can't now. But they're down there. They cleared it out. According to Henry, they cleared it, the Fedra soldier that he knew said they cleared it out. Well, obviously they cleared it out over across, out of the town under that one house, ironically, that the truck exploded in. And it just happened. I don't know. But it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. But we open the episode with the torturing and the overthrow of Fedra. Kansas City is free. They are torturing. They're these people. The Fedra have
raped, really violent,
tortured. Yes, it was very violent. It was so violent. I was very uncomfortable. And I've seen, it was just very uncomfortable. It was very uncomfortable. I was like, oh God, I don't know if I can watch this. I hope this isn't what this whole episode they're going to show the whole time. You know, and Kathleen comes in, and they have the collaborators are the ones that worked with Fedra, that lived, you know, in the community. And they're traitors, they're rats, they're whatever. And, you know, everyone has their reason. My whole thing is you don't know what you're going to do until you're in that situation. And when Henry says to Joel later on, I gave up a good man so my brother could live, that makes me the villain because I did a villain's thing. To me, I didn't see it that way. I saw it as you were taking care. Am I frozen? Did I freeze? What was the last thing you heard?
I heard everything.
You never broke up. Yeah, you never broke up.
Your camera's jumping around, but everything you said has gone through.
Okay. Well, like I said, to me, he didn't do a villainous thing. He protected his brother, his family. I think there's a world of difference. Yeah. You can be a good person and do something villainous, and you're still a good person. I think that if you're just an asshole and you're doing villainy, you're an asshole. That's it. I think Kathleen is desperately hurt. Her brother, she loved her. Dude, I'd be pissed off too if someone killed my brother is a wonderful man. I get pissed off now when he and I are talking, and he's like, yeah, a coworker gave me shit. What's his name? Give it to me. I'm going to get him. I'm going to troll his ass. I'm going to take care of it. I know people. Tyler, you know this. I don't even need a social security. I'll find you. Don't worry. So, I mean, I'm so protective of my older brother that I could feel that, I could channel that. I'm so empathetic. I could feel her through the TV. Like it bothered me. But to me, you know, if my brother was like, you need to forgive and okay, that's easier said than done. But the reason behind what Henry did to me was more reasonable than these assholes you've got locked up that traded secrets for beer and apples and whatnot. And, you know, it just seems whatever. But then again, my brothers, I can't really compare. I've never been in that situation. I have a feeling I'd probably kill a bunch of people. I'd probably go on a murderous rampage and go insane and lose my mind. Oh, wait a minute. I've done all of that already.
Now I'm just picturing you being cast instead of the actress for Kathleen.
I could do that. Listen, I'll do it in a heartbeat. I'd be like, look, I need to know where Henry is right now. And I'm going to tell you, you better be lucky I'm not Fedra. Okay.
I was gonna say, let's run through it. Okay, recap. Tyler and I are collaborators. You are Kathleen.
You're collaborators. Okay.
Yeah.
Action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
You know where Henry is. You don't want to tell me. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not Fedra, but I'm not putting you on trial either. I'm going to kill you. You're going to die.
Yeah.
You're going to give me information, and then you're going to die. So you might as well just go ahead and give it to me. Because if you give me the information, I'll just have them shoot you in the head and you'll be done. You don't give me the information and I get pissed, I get even more angry, I'm going to have you killed with a knife, slowly, more intimately. So Fedra wouldn't let you know when Fedra was raping you. Did they let you pick which hole? I don't think so. I'm letting you pick which hole.
But I got apples.
So give me the information I want. There you go. Just go ahead and give me a cameo award right now. Thank you. Look, I get it. I really get it. But she was so far gone, though. To me, there was the mental imbalance tipped to me when all that shit was going on in the floor in that building. And, you know, Perry Rick Grimes Jesus is like, wait a minute, we got other things going on and you still want to do this? Like he even said after, you know, oh, we're really going to give these people a trial. No, Perry, we're not. Take them in there and fucking shoot them. And then go get all the men you have and find Henry. Right now, yes, door to door. Knock on them.
It's one thing to hold a grudge for something like that. It's another thing to like have like a total like fixation or like obsession about it, right? And like that's where it becomes like unhealthy to the point where she's literally like leading all these men to just get slaughtered for this like crazy vindication that honestly shouldn't even exist in a world like this. Let's be honest. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it was like, what did I say last week? Violence breeds violence.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
You become the thing that you hate the most. You mirror what you hate the most. When you come into that power, you may not know you're doing it. You don't do it on purpose, but you are becoming the thing you hate the most. And yeah, I'm not Fedra, but I'm going to kill you. You know, I don't care what you traded or what you did. It was wrong and I'm pissed. And he was I want to see this Brian character. I think we have earned the right to at least get a glimpse of this guy, kind of see what we're working with. Maybe that's a split. Because guys, I've never seen a video game. I don't know anything. Just
I don't know
watch
either.
last week's episode. Everything I said was wrong. Everything that I said was about 5% of what I said was accurate. That's what we're dealing with here. But, you know, I don't know. So we come to find out that the doctor that was killed in episode 4 by angry Kathleen actually helped hide Henry and Sam in his hideout, gave them his food, and actually was captured by they're actually called the Hunters. I do know that much. The Hunters. They're called the Hunters. And he was caught by the Hunters while out looking for food. And of course, they caught him and killed him, and he was never, seen again. And they stumble across Ellie and Joel during the fight out in the laundromat. Oh, this looks like these people don't seem insane at all. We can team up with them. Let's go see where they're squatting. That's the first thing that comes into my mind. Oh my God. But they find him in the office building. And Chris, my husband and I were laughing because he was like, you thought that Henry and Kathleen were married, and like Henry's like 22 years old. And I said, look, at the end of last week's episode, the dude looked 37. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was the lighting. I don't know. Don't be shocked. I was wrong. Move on. But I thought, this guy looked a lot older last week. I don't know.
Squirrel.
Yeah. Anyway, but they end up, let's work together. Okay, let's get out of here. We can go underground. What are you talking about? We can go underground. There's infected other. No, I know a soldier. He's long gone now. But he told me that one time 30-something years ago, they got rid of him and moved him. I don't know where there might be a couple down there, but that's what you're for. You're the muscle. You're just going to get rid of them. Let's just keep in mind this is only day 10 or 14 of the liberation of Kansas City. They have not been free that long from Fedra. And he is the most wanted man. Do you hear that? You hear the police?
No, it's Fedra. They're coming to take back Kansas City.
Fedra's coming to get me because I'm a collaborator. But yeah. So anyway, they decide to go underground, do all this stuff, team up. I liked Sam and Ellie together. I thought it was cute. Okay, Rory.
I thought it was cute.
Rory, I saw the face. Bring it.
I think it's kind of fun. Like for the game, at least they went from kind of friends, and then it kind of with the show because they DH'd Sam by half a decade. It kind of became a sibling relation, like older sister, younger brother.
So he was older. He was older in the.
Yeah,
game?
He was 13 in the game, so he was basically the same age as Ellie in the game, but basically it was just like, I don't know what, Sam broke my heart this episode, but I mean that's just the biggest thing for me is he just broke my heart. Oh,
he was so dang cute. He was up there. First of all, I am so in touch with my empathetic side right now. It's kind of a problem. So it's really bad. It's terrible. I went to therapy today. We talked about it. But anyway, it's so bad. I'm watching this show, okay? And this young man, he's deaf. He can't hear anything. He really has to rely on his brother. He can't tell if someone's coming. I mean, I guess you can feel the vibrations or whatever, but it's just, my mind goes to my grandson. I'm thinking of my grandson. I'm thinking of my son as a little boy. I'm thinking all my brain, like, in the emotions kind of, they're overwhelming to the point where when I see Sam with Ellie, it makes me happy that he has, okay, I'm all right. He's got another protector. He's going to be okay, because my mind is going, this kid's going to die. I know it. I can feel it. Something bad's going to happen. I mean, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. But he's up there and he's drawing and he's allowed to be a child in the moment. And what the hell kind of crayons was he using? I need to know, because that shit was sticking to the wall in the wood. I mean, it was on there like paint. I've never seen Crayola do that. Was it Crayola?
It looked like
I
Crayola.
need to get this from my grandson. So Chris, I said, what kind of crayons are that? That's like marker stuff. It's crazy. But I've cleaned crayon off many walls. So I kind of am an expert on how it sticks. And that is crazy crayon. That is not Crayola. Maybe it was Equate. Maybe it was a Walmart brand. Maybe it's a hidden gem and we just don't know it yet. But there were a lot of them. Anyway, I don't want to harp on crayons. Do you? No. Okay. Let's move
Well,
on.
Real quick, like I thought it was like super cute how like he kept drawing like Superman like visuals, like a superhero with like a cape, and like even he even like drew like almost like a Robin like eye mask thingy.
Yeah, his
orange around him. I just thought like it was so cute and hopeful and like pure. Like he's like really into like superheroes and stuff like that, and I feel like it probably gave him a lot of strength and courage to face like this world, especially being so hindered by being deaf. I don't know, I just thought like I loved like the superhero imagery that they had him like
adore. Well, Daredevil in the Marvel universe is a deaf superhero. He's a lawyer.
Oh.
It's so far-fetched though. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Roy, you've seen it. I mean, you kind of have to sit back sometimes and go, okay, bring it down a notch. But, if you ever do, it is really good. And I'm not talking about the Ben Affleck turd from 2003. Do not go there. I'm talking about the show on Netflix. Okay, watch that. No, I'm not even going there. Colin Farrell is Bullseye. Oh God, it was terrible. Down to freaking Electra by Jennifer Garner with them fake ass green contacts. It was God fucking awful. I'm sorry, Jesus, but watch the show on Netflix, Daredevil. It's good. I liked it. It was entertaining. My son loved it. I mean, so they do have a superhero. Now, granted, we never got to see that because this happened in 2003 and we never got the Marvel universe. Can you imagine not having Infinity Wars?
I mean, I've never seen it, so
okay, stop it.
I can imagine it.
Rory, you and I need to do a Marvel movie recap. Just
oh my God, yes.
I can't with this one.
Okay. Well, to be fair, I'll just say my dad gave up after Infinity War. He's like, nope, I'm done. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep going.
I mean, Endgame was anyway. This Endgame was good. I just want to say though, my prediction for the end of Endgame was pretty much my prediction for last week's episode. Like it was off. It was it was worse than this lady. Bless her heart. Well, we're still looking for Henry and all of this, and I just want to make sure I haven't missed anything. I'm all over the place. But anyway, they make it out of the city. They do. They have their bonding time underground in Tyler's own personal hell, the daycare. That would just be prison. Tyler, if you ever broke the law, I would appeal to the judge. Do not send him to prison. Send him to daycare.
It kind of reminded me of like the where they like kept the children for Stranger Things, like in that like little lab with like the rainbows on the wall and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like,
yeah, but you would enjoy that. You would enjoy that because you could just throw the kids in the padded room and lock it with the axe.
My worst nightmare is when 11 is like in like a constant loop, like trying to leave that room and she's just re-entering it. That's my personal hell.
Well, we're taking notes.
Thank you.
We're taking notes because we're all going to be in purgatory together. So let's just go ahead and plan and give Jesus ideas. Okay.
I did like the scene though between Henry and is it Joel or Joe? I keep forgetting.
Joel.
Joel. I like the scene between the two of them because like they really bonded over fatherhood, like parenthood and stuff like that. It was just like a good moment for us to like remember that Joel was a father and he lost his kid, because that made that scene at the end when he has to shoot Sam. I felt Joel understand that feeling that Henry was going through. And so I'm glad that we got that reminder like earlier in this episode.
Well, they had they had the moment where they're planning everything, and he's like, "Well, what did you do?" And he's, "Oh, I was a collaborator. I don't work with collaborator." You know, and he did the RAV, the resting asshole voice. Okay. And then they're sitting there later on in the daycare, Tyler's personal hell, and okay, I shouldn't have said what I did. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know. I shouldn't have said that. And, you know, they open it and they have this moment, and it kind of brings everyone together. And I'm like, oh my God, these four are going to go on the road together. This is going to be so fun. And that's not going to happen. But, you know, I was excited. Like, I was like, this is going to be so cute and everything. And of course, my husband's over there laughing because he's played the game. Just shitting on my dreams constantly. It's his job. So, but, you know, they end up, let's go to Wyoming. They invite him to go. Because, look, he was honest with them. He got him out of the city. They're in the little outside. And all of a sudden, they're talking about going. And I thought it was funny how Ellie's like, yeah, I can get under Joel's skin. I just annoy the hell out of him and just say things over it until he gives in. And then all of a sudden, the sniper shots start coming in from the Munsters' house. Was I the only one that noticed that was the fucking Munsters' house?
I thought I wrote down that it was Vecna's house.
Yeah, I was like, this is the Addams family. Where the hell am I right now? Am I in the loop? Am I in Stranger Things? Am I in the Upside Down? What's it called?
I just put in my notes that the sniper was another stormtrooper. Jesus.
You know what? Okay, I got to go on a tangent about this. We all know the joke because Pedro is he's the Mandalorian, right? So the stormtrooper shooting jokes are ridiculous. So when we get there and they're fight, you know, there comes a point when, oh my God. Okay. Let me get there. I'm going to get there. We're going to address this. He goes in there. He finds, I thought it was fucking Bruce Dern for a second up there. You know who Bruce Dern is from The Burbs? Laura Dern's father. I mean, the older actor. He's great. He's phenomenal. I thought it was Bruce Dern at first.
I thought he was Herschel from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, it could have been, but he's dead. That actor's dead.
Oh, is he? Oh, rest in peace.
Don't you feel like an RAV? I'm gonna beat that like a dead horse. Yeah. So anyway, he even tries to hey, just all you have to do is put it down, and you didn't do it. Bam, you're dead. Kathleen shows up with that bug up her ass looking for Henry. We got the whole army out here because she knows he's there, you know, because they radioed it in, because the sniper in the Munsters castle had the freaking walkie, and Pedro Pascal heard it. And they're like, oh God, but dude, she's got everybody. Who's watching the fucking city? You can't just leave like that. Okay, everybody's free now. I don't know. We're supposed to be finding collaborators. I got a tank announcing to everyone that you will be put on trial, but don't pay any attention to the dead agent with 50 spikes in his body that I'm dragging along with the tank. We'll be right back, though. I mean, it's just constant weird. That kind of shit just drives me. Who's watching the city while she's got everybody, the grandmother, literally out there trying to find this fucking guy? And, you know, he tries to reason with, you know, just let me get, you know, let them go. And I'll go, no, I'm not. That little fucker is the reason why my brother's dead. He went and tripped over cancer and got leukemia. He kissed my ass. I mean, she's so fucking mad at this. I'm sorry because she's so mad that she won't let it go. And, you know, and then you got Joel up there with a sniper rifle shooting down the trucks that are hauling through people. He shoots one into a house. It explodes. Their shit's about to go down. And then all of a sudden you hear it. And this is the look on Kathleen's face like, oh shit. I should have listened to Perry Rick Grimes' Jesus yesterday.
Yep.
There is something under there. And dude, they don't waste any time. The motion choreographer that trained the actors for the Planet of the Apes movies, which I'm obsessed with. I could do a whole show on those movies. Train these people, and he did an amazing guy. The bloater was portrayed by the stuntman who was Venom in the Venom movies.
Huh.
So, and if you listen to him go, you can hear the Venom. Anyway, you can hear the voice. It sounds like it a little bit. But anyway, getting to the shooting, like stormtroopers, my husband almost had a freaking heart attack when we were watching this. He goes, okay, I have a huge problem. And I'm like, pause it. Let's hear it, because I need someone else to have a huge problem besides me. Let's go. And he's like, this guy is up there. He can't shoot this truck. I mean, he is shooting random, like he's shooting at this truck, and he finally gets you know what I'm saying? And he wrecks in the house. But when they are running with all the infected everywhere, dude, he gets them in the head every time. Like, what is the difference between these things are scurrying around and a big fucking truck with headlights, man?
Not only that, but the old man in the house, why did he lock the door? Like, Joel just like walked in the back door. Like, why can't you at least lock the door so he has to like bust a window and make noise? You know what I mean? Joel literally just walked inside the house.
He is like that creepy fucking house. Who's gonna walk up to that and go, you know what? This looks like a good place to squat. I'm not doing it. But I get it. I feel you, because let me tell you something. I lock the house. I get in trouble for overlocking, because I lock the door when I go to the bathroom. I lock the door when I take showers. I mean, I'm just so, I don't know if it was all those years of living alone, and you know, I just kind of like, I have to feel secure like that. But if you're living in this kind of apocalypse, I would think that it would kind of be like, I would have all kinds of shit rigged. So I would get, because it's so quiet. You know, maybe he's, I'm not trying to age discriminate, but he was kind of on his way to the crypt. Okay. Mm-hmm. And maybe he couldn't hear. I don't know. But, you know, the door should have been, I agree. At least the door to where I'm shooting from. Fuck the rest of the house. I would be barricading everything in that area to keep them out.
Wide open, right?
Yeah.
You gotta air out the house.
Yeah.
At least before you fire the first shot, go downstairs and lock the door.
Well, Tyler, I don't know how much combat you've ever been in, especially when there's a war. You don't usually just, I'm going to put the rifle down, guys. I got to hold your fire.
No, that's why I said,
no, that's why I said, the door.
That's why I said before the first shot. So like before you make yourself known.
Right.
Secure yourself.
I agree. I would think, okay, shit's about to hit the fan. I'm going to go lock the door. That's probably not really steady, and a 5-year-old could kick through. But I'm going to go. I mean, that house looked like it was on its last legs. It probably didn't matter if he did lock it. But I hear you. I understand that. But I'm just laughing because, you know, everyone has gone to the Stormtrooper Shooting School Academy. And you can't shoot a huge move vehicle that's coming straight at you. But you can shoot a 10-year-old little faced infected girl. Y'all, I'm traumatized. I love cauliflower. It's really getting to me. Like, it's really, I was eating some cauliflower there and I was like, this looks like that dude's face. It's getting to me. What is it? What do you have, Rory?
Oh, I totally didn't plan a visual gag for the start of the show and then have to scrap it because of my internet.
What is it?
Oh, I don't know. There's something down here.
Oh, he's going to freak me out. He's going to put something on. Oh, God. That's getting screenshot forever.
Good.
that whole thing with the hair, the tentacles and the it's so Pirates of the Caribbean under
I
the
hated it
water.
so much, but it was so good.
It is good, man. I'm going to tell you, if they don't get some awards for this stuff, the special effects are great. And I just want to say that I was sad. I was sad to see what's his name? I'm
Jesus
flipping the
for
page
Christ.
here. Perry
Jesus.
Rick Grimes, Jesus.
Oh.
Say it right. I was sad to see him die on a sword for Kathleen because she wasn't worth it. And I think he kind of knew that, but he was like, I gotta get the hell out of here, y'all.
He got his head ripped the hell off.
He got his head ripped off. She goes and wants to keep this thing going in the middle of panic. She's like,
Literally.
stop right there. Ew. I'm still pissed at you, Henry. Like, it's really, we're going to do this right now, right here, right now, with all of this going on. I tell you, let's escape together and you can whoop my ass in the field. I don't care, but let's not do this here. But she ends up getting killed, ironically, by a child. Yes, a child.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the little girl that was in the truck with Ellie.
Yeah, I think so
And
too. Same outfit.
I told Chris, I said, if he shoots that little girl in the head while she's in that car with Ellie, I am not watching the show anymore. Because what the fuck? He can't hit anything else. The windows are dirty. It's a bridge too far. We're going to get into Walking Dead territory, and I can't do it. And he didn't, so I was happy. But they get out. Kathleen gets killed. The bloater is out running the show, and they're headed to the city because guess what? Nobody's there because everybody came to the little suburb, the little neighborhood to get Henry. And then Henry and Sam are under. They got attacked. Everybody is just mass hysteria. They end up in this no-tell motel. And
wait, I just have a video game question for Rory before we move on to that scene. Was that big zombie guy? Was he like a boss?
Okay, yeah, I actually had a little tangent about him because I was like, in terms of like, I was curious how grounded to reality are they going to make the show adaptation? And genuinely, I thought the farthest they were going to go was the reference Ellie made in episode 2, because before you run into the clicker, she references that and then immediately references the bloater after. And I'm like, okay. And then we saw clickers. I'm like, okay, like that's like the beginning of the fantasy valley for like how far this, to be fair, we're talking about a fictional fungus apocalypse, but that's not the point. So that like
could happen.
Oh, at the time of recording, it's fictional. Anyway, but like that's what I meant also by them changing the rhythm but still hitting the same notes. Originally in the game, Bill actually meets up with Joel and Ellie. He's mad that they're in his town, but you run into a bloater during your time with Bill. So I was like, okay, so we got through all the Bill stuff without seeing a bloater. So they just waited for the impact of the bloater.
Okay, gotcha.
Now, so the bloater was in the game, and it's like considered like the hardest boss version of the zombies. But I will say, without spoiling, unless if you have looked at the types of infected, there is one more that might still show up that I'm curious if it does.
I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's nasty.
Do you want to tell me, or should I wait and see?
I don't want to. I mean, like they might do it. I don't know if they will, but I'll reference it anyway. So basically, there's like different levels for them. Level 1 is the runners, which my joke is they really came out the gate saying we're better than The Walking Dead because y'all just walk and we immediately run. Level 2 is
World War Z.
Oop! Did I cut out?
No, you're good. Go ahead.
You're good. Okay.
Level 2 is the clicker. Level 3 is the bloater. So like the clicker, no sight, but like insanely strong. Like Hulk. And then the other one, which is really like level 1.5, they're called stalkers. So they're like runners. So they're fast like the runner, but they still use like apparently some of the cognitive ability of the human brain. Like they are silent and will sneak up on you. Like,
Huh.
rather than
Okay.
the runner, you immediately hear the. They're like going to be creeping around the damn corner.
That's cool.
They're like the that's not the one I was thinking of though. I was thinking of another one. But
There might be another one I'm forgetting, but the only other one I'm remembering right now is the Stalker.
I accidentally came upon it and I was like, ew. But it's kind of like in Jurassic Park, which one are the dinosaurs that actually think and communicate? The
raptors, yeah.
The raptors. So they're kind of like raptors a little bit.
Okay.
So I'd say they're kind of like the raptor. I feel like those are going to be sprung on us, and I'm here for it. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to know like if there was any like video game context to him, because they like really featured him as like the big bad. Yeah. So I don't know if it was like
he was picking up people with one arm and just boom.
Yeah,
you know, I mean,
crazy.
He's so full of that fungi, and his skin is like
compacted,
scaly. Yeah.
Even though what he looks like is how I feel like without a shirt on, but we don't have to talk about that.
That is how I feel after I'm just bloated and I've eaten too much, and I'm just I
feel personally attacked because that is my body type.
Stop it. Well, that little girl creeping around like the freaking exorcist in that car was my body type. Okay.
The mathematical insanity of that I cannot get over. She's like, let me front flip into this window that nobody's in this car for.
She was doing like full ass like gymnastics in that car.
She was giving it. That girl, have you ever
seen she danced more in that car than Rihanna did at the Super Bowl last night.
For real? I can never call in sick again for anything. That bitch is up there 5 months pregnant up in the air dancing. I can't ever call in sick. Nothing. Oh, well, Rihanna was at the Super Bowl singing pregnant up in the air, which was dangerous.
I was worried for her. Like
I was having a panic.
Can we get her down?
Can we just stop it? And it was kind of awkward because Chris was sitting over there like and looking at me, and I'm like, it is that awkward moment when a man is thinking, this woman looks pregnant, but if I say that, my wife's going to get upset.
I literally wanted to ask on Twitter, like, is Rihanna pregnant? But I didn't want to get, like, flamed for, like, how dare you comment on a woman's body?
I had 3 group chats light up at the same time about it, too. Like,
you had what? I'm the one who blurted out, that bitch is pregnant. I mean, didn't even hesitate. I go, look, that ain't food in there. That ain't food in there. On my worst period bloat, I have not looked like that. No.
Or maybe she's like transforming into that zombie from the Last of Us, the big one, right?
I'm gonna transition.
What's it called? The bloater, the chipper.
No.
It's not a fat joke. It's saying like, you know, like she's. Never mind.
No, it's okay.
Well, listen, everybody's like, I wonder what. All of a sudden, all these white balloons are showing up everywhere today, and I'm like, you know, where did they come from? They came from the Super Bowl. They were dancing with Brianna, and now they're up in the skies, y'all. My husband's been working from home for 3 weeks. He is obsessed with the balloons. When they shot that balloon out of the sky, you might as well have just shot him because that was his life. He drove me to the dermatologist today. On the way home, what is that? What is that? I go, it's a cloud in the sky. He goes, why is it by itself? I go, well, Chris, sometimes there's a random cloud. I took a picture of it. I wish I had. It's not a balloon. Why would a balloon want to fly over Memphis? There's nothing good happening here, okay? We don't need a balloon flying. Nobody wants to fly over here. Not even a Chinese balloon. Not even a whatever. I don't care where they're from. We don't even have hot air balloons. Calm down. But anyway, I'm going to transition here to a habit in the motel where it just goes it just keeps going downhill, people. Poor little Sam got scratched, bit something, and Ellie desperately tries to save him by cutting herself and, explaining to him, my blood is medicine, puts it on his wound. It doesn't work. Wakes up in the morning, he attacks her.
Why do you
Henry
think he
is,
waited until she woke up to attack her?
I don't think he waited. I think that the idea of we're children and we're gonna live in fantasy land for a minute and think I'm gonna not turn because of this was kind of activated, and I think he turned and he was changing and he was just sitting there. I don't think there was a waiting of any kind. I think he was activated when she approached him, right?
Okay.
Or Rory, what do you say?
I have a different theory.
Okay.
Okay, because I think in the second episode we see them sunbathing, but the other thing going on right now is he turns overnight, so there's just like the natural thing is like, okay, I'm just sunbathing because I don't know, I'm a plant, but just realized the sentence that came out of my mouth. But he's not connected to the fungal network. So
Tentacles.
until there's something that immediately disturbs his senses, aka being touched because he's deaf, it doesn't set it off.
Gotcha.
I wonder if
That makes sense.
That's my guess.
I like that, and I will co-sign that. And I wonder if they had kept if they had kept Sam in the room alive until they figured out, what are we going to do? If he would have ever changed into a spore head or a cauliflower, whatever, or would he just forever just kind of be?
If I'm remember the process to change from like the runner into the clicker into that is like years.
Okay.
So the most we would have gotten was, like we would have seen this. This and then like all of the popped out like fungal veins in his body. But I will touch on the only other difference, which I think compared to the game, they handled Henry and Sam's story so much better. And like, I hate to say Sam's death, but Sam's death so much better because the game is just like, they slept in separate rooms. They're like, and she's like, oh, well, if you want him to be here, go wake him up, and then goes into the room and gets attacked by him. And then this one is like, hey, how you doing? You okay? Did it work? Nope. I'm going to start attacking you now.
I thought it worked for a split second. I had the hope like, oh my God, it worked. And then he just went apeshit. And then Henry, he gets a gun and he's like, no, leave him alone. Shoots at Joel and then shoots his brother. And he's like, what did I do? And didn't even hesitate and took his own life. And I can't. What am I supposed to say? Oh, I'm glad that's how it ended. I did not want Ellie and Joel to be dragging Henry along the rest of the story because it is a tale as old as time. The Walking Dead is very guilty. You have the tortured soul that you drag along that gets everyone in trouble and doesn't give and you know what I'm saying? And it's just more trouble than it's worth. So it's like, okay, well, we met these people. We came into this town. We met Henry and Sam. We got to know backstory, and it's done. And now we're moving on to next week where he's going to meet up with his brother. And it doesn't really look like it's going to be that pleasant of a reunion. But I just felt like this has got to come. I trust the show. I feel like all of this is going to come into play later. I remember when they were in the daycare and there was a picture on the wall of a crayon drawing of two characters, and one of them's name was Ish. And my husband, and this really isn't a spoiler, that's a character in the game. So he said, oh, that's Ish, but that's all I'm going to tell you. And then they said they'll probably put him in season 2 or something, but that is a character, and he's, I guess, a good guy. I don't know. But we don't know. So there's the Easter eggs. Like, there's all these Easter eggs that I don't even know to look for. But I don't know. I thought it was a really good episode. I don't want to waste a lot of emotional time in characters that we are never going to see or hear from again. But I feel like this show puts these things in there for a reason. We got to know Bill and Frank so that whenever Bill and Frank are mentioned, tell me you don't go, oh, Bill and Frank. Bill, I miss Bill. Only knew him for an hour and 15 minutes, but I miss him. You know, like you have that connection with these characters that were barely tapped on. You know what I mean? So I like that kind of, it does kind of intertwine together. And how many episodes are in this season? We just finished up
9.
There's 9, so we have 4 more to go.
Yep.
Do you think that we will ever see him again, Henry? Like, do we think is this going to be like a Morgan from The Walking Dead type of situation?
No, I'm pretty sure he blew his brains out. They buried him.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought. Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought that he. No, I thought the I'm sorry thing meant that he had like fled. Like I thought the I'm sorry meant
No,
like I'm not staying with you guys. I need to like be alone.
Ellie wrote
So
that for
sweet.
Sam.
Oh,
Yeah, she wrote that.
Okay.
And I just want to say,
Sorry.
I had one of those things when I was little. And I used to trace my hand on it all the time. And I would, and then one time I traced my middle finger on it and I looked around and I went, and I held it up and I went, and then I went, I might have did a double finger. I don't know. I was so crazy when I was 5.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, yeah. But that's
Question
it.
for you guys.
Yeah.
Have you watched sorry, like if there's any like last thoughts before we move on, because I want to talk about for a second how terrible You season 4 is so far. Have you guys watched it?
I've not.
I am on episode. How many episodes are in it? 5. The first
There's
part.
5 for part 1.
Okay, I'm in the middle of 4.
Allison, it's so bad.
I really, but I will say I have no idea who is I have no idea who it is. But in my mind, I'm going, Joe is doing this to himself. Maybe he's texting himself. I don't know how he's doing it. Maybe he's just so far. Hi, Tim. Maybe he's so far gone in his brain that he's doing, maybe he's mind gaming himself. No?
It's so bad this season though. Like I feel like everybody, like how every scene goes is like.
Are we spoiling this for you, Rory?
I'm probably not gonna watch it, so no worries.
Yeah, if you don't want to know what's going on in the 4th season of You, we'll see you next Monday.
You can end after season 3 in my humble opinion. So basically, everybody just walks up to Joe, says like a whole like they have like 5 trains of thoughts, and he doesn't say a single thing to these people. I'm like, how are these people friends with him when literally it's just a one-sided conversation like every time? And I'm like. Why are they giving all this information up to this like random stranger that doesn't even talk back to them? It's all just like it's all monologuing though. Like it's terrible dialogue writing, and like it's really like nails on the chalkboard to me.
Well, let me ask you a question. So where we left off in season 3, you know, he killed his wife. He gave his son, who isn't his son ironically named Henry?
I don't know. Spooky
would be a tie-in. Anyway, so he gives his son to the gay couple, the male couple that they're going to raise him for, I guess. I don't even know how, because see, my mind goes in 10 different directions. You're just going to leave your kid on the doorstep with this couple who I know will love the shit out of him. But how are you going to register him for school? How are you going to explain Social Security? Where's this? How are you going to prove parental right? You know, I had to they had to body cavity search me to register my son for kindergarten. Okay. Give me a break. That's where my mind goes. And then he's in freaking Paris, England, whatever. And the detective shows up who I guess he's supposed to, I don't even know what this guy is, a detective. I don't even know what he is. He's supposed to kill Joe. I don't know. But he gives him you know what? I'm tired of this. I don't want to kill you. Here's a new ID. Here's a visa. Here's a driver's license. Your name's Jonathan Moore. Thank you. I hope that it doesn't belong to a dead guy that's a serial killer that's being hunted in Europe, but okay. But I mean, and he's like, renting, he's living in this gigantic, beautiful apartment that belongs to the guy that's, dead. Was he paying rent? Who's he paying rent to now?
It makes nothing.
Can you imagine
nothing
watching
about
the
this
show with
season
me?
makes any sense at all. It's so terrible. Rory, it's so bad. You have to watch it. You have to hate watch it. Like through the lens of hate watching it, I'm enjoying it because I'm like, God, how much more terrible can this shit get? Like we literally have like somebody with like a peeing fetish in this season. I'm like,
Okay.
mother of God.
I just want to point out that the guy with the peeing fetish, season 1 White Lotus.
Yes.
Got
And
his
he's
a-
also in Euphoria season 2. I'm like, me and Tim have had a lot of discussions about this rando. I feel like he's like a Nepo baby that like has like all of Hollywood by like the balls or something. Because this random guy, he's not a good actor, not attractive, not talented whatsoever.
No.
He's getting all of these parts in all of these shows, and I don't understand.
He got his ass eaten out by Murray Bartlett in White Lotus, and he's getting pissed on by a hot waiter in You season 4. What happened to him in Euphoria? What, did he get the shit beat out of him?
He does get the shit beat out of him because he fucks Maddie in like a pool, like in front of everybody at a party.
That's right.
And then Nate like beats the fuck out of him.
And then he has to confess to something he didn't do, like molesting. So is this guy? But you know what? I don't give a shit. He's so untalented, but he's working.
I don't understand.
God bless the guy's working.
I know. I want his job security.
He's like, this is how bad this guy is. I bet his character was British, but his accent was so terrible, and they had to hire, like, there's a favor. Like he, is, who knows? Somebody's on the Epstein list about to come out, and he knows, and they gave him the job. Okay. So they give him the job, but his accent is so terrible. They're like, we've got to rewrite this character American because this ain't happening. It's terrible. And he wants to get pissed on. We have to put that in there too. I don't even think the getting pissed on was on the original script.
Rory, do you know the actor that we're talking about right now?
I don't think I do, but like,
wait, I'm gonna share my screen.
That's what I think he looks like in my head. Just based on descriptions, nothing.
This
physical.
guy's got something on somebody.
I'm telling you.
Just tell me so I can get in on the gig.
I mean, and I hate to, he looks like Ratatouille. I'm sorry. I'm an asshole. Like I'm not being a terrible person, but even in this picture,
no, I just don't understand like why he keeps showing up in like literally everything.
He literally did nothing in White Lotus except walk in the office a couple of times and sniff fake blow off the.
And get your ass
It could have been
eaten.
real blow to increase the acting capabilities. He's like, whoa, this is not sugar. No, we gave you real cocaine, honey, because we need you to bring it up a level.
Because he needed it. But yeah, this season
This is
is
a
just
hit
so
TV
bad,
show.
Allison. Like I wanted to wait until we were on air to hear your opinions on it because it's just so effing bad. Sorry, Rory, that you haven't watched it and we're talking about a show you haven't seen.
I've got to finish it, and because I finished White Lotus season 1 and 2.
Yeah. What'd you think of season 2?
I have.
Rory, did you watch The White Lotus?
I'm behind on everything. I don't
want to ruin it for Rory, but I will say that I have so many questions that need to be answered for the end of season 2. And I just will say that Chris watched The White Lotus season 2. Didn't watch season 1. He got hooked on the 3rd episode. So I had to go back and explain everything up to the 3rd episode. We watched 3 till the very end in one night. A work night. I was up till like 2 o'clock in the morning. It never happened.
So good. It's so good.
But it was so good. But there was
we'll talk off air about your thoughts and your theories and stuff. I want to hear them. I don't want to spoil Rory. I'm not spoiling it, but Chris will give, he says, he's like, you are like a real detective. Like, stuff.
I'm like, I do know. I'm that good. But I guessed before it was revealed what was revealed later on.
Yeah.
I'm just with the cowboy thing.
Yeah.
When he told the story, I said, okay, stop it. I paused it. I told Chris the theory. Guess what?
You were
Guess
right.
what? Now go back and watch. Yep. Thank you. Finally. I went back and I thought, okay, now go back and watch season 1 of The White Lotus and watch this guy.
Mhm.
We'll talk about this off air, but I'm going to tell you what I think when we get, or I could save it for when we do the show. I mean, I don't know, but
Up to you.
I have theories, and my theories are not wrong. I'm my own walking Law and Order. Okay. Instead of SVU, it's RAV. Resting asshole voice.
So, I guess like to finish us off here, like Allison, what are your like official predictions for the next episode? So we can look back next week and say what Allison got right, what Allison got wrong.
I feel like, well, I think that Tommy is going to be, that's Joel's brother. I don't think he's going to be happy to see him in Wyoming. I think that something went down between Joel and Tommy, and there's a rift, and it's going to end badly. I feel like there's going to be a time jump from the preview. It looks like some time's going to pass. Maybe they settle in, maybe they don't. I don't know. Rory's giving me the faces. He's giving me the the RBF. I don't know. That looks more like a constipated face, but I'll take it. But yeah, I feel like something is going to happen. I think, okay, let's just go with Allison's wild theories that aren't going to happen anyway, and we'll laugh about it later. I think maybe Tommy knows Ellie's parents. And he may be like, why did you bring her back here? You should not have brought her back here. You were supposed to take her to that place in Boston, and you couldn't, you didn't do it. So you decided what to bring her here. This is the last place on the planet you should bring her, and you brought her. And no one can know who she is. I think it's going to have to be a secret, and it's going to be like, okay, well, what are we going to do now? That's not interesting or exciting. I apologize, but this is these are the cards I'm dealt.
No, I'm trying to think. Like I really have no idea. So I guess we'll see.
I will say, in defense of your theory from the preview for next week, there is another character quoted. The only people who can betray us are the ones who we trust.
See, I'm telling you, yeah, something's not settling in this Kool-Aid. Tommy has not been replying to Joel on the transmitter for a reason.
He's left him on red.
He's left him on red. He's not having it. He's like, dude, boundaries. Can we not discuss boundaries? Now you come all the way from Boston, wherever the fuck, all the way there to Wyoming. I needed space. I needed time to think and regroup, and you just freaking come on to up here, and you brought her, the last person who needs to be here. Maybe Tommy's her dad. Plot twist. This has been Plot Twist with Allison, where none of her theories ever happened.
Allison's just gonna mention like every single possibility, so that every week she'll be like,
she's right.
"Yep, see, I was right."
Allison's just going to turn this show into Days of Our Lives.
Well, a broken
Harry
clock is
man
right
got
twice
his
a
head
day.
ripped off last week, but he went to the same hospital as Stefano Demira, and they sewed that shit back on, and he's going to come showing up. Oh, yeah.
Just like the idea, you make every possible outcome, you predict every possible outcome, and then that way it's like, welcome back to My Weekly Meltdown, where once again I was right.
I was right.
Listen, there's gonna be a gun chase. There's gonna be a horse chase with guns shot. I know that from the preview.
You should have just made that the prediction and be like, whoa, how'd you know
there's
that?
gonna be a horse chase shootout, and Ellie's gonna be shooting the gun, and that's another thing. why is she trying to shoot and run at the same time during this horde attack? No, not the horde. Was it during the horde attack, or was it when the hunters were just attacking?
I think just when the bus was coming.
Okay, so shooting like, I don't know what this is. You're just gonna hit what random? I mean, I don't know. I'm not. In this world, you can't waste bullets. Dude, I would whoop her. I'd take that gun and pop her in the face. You don't waste bullets on my clock.
I just also want to touch on, like, that was one of my favorite lines from the entire episode. Kathleen's, like, she talks to people like they're all idiots, and I love it so much. Be like, there's a bunch of cars blocking the way. That's why you're in the front, dumbass.
That's what I love about her, too. She's like, that's why you're in the tank with the big giant bulldozer.
Move them out of the way.
Move them. I can relate to Kathleen because I kind of live on a planet where I am the only smart person, not present company excluded, but everybody else, I am the smartest person in the room most of the time. And it's a struggle. It's hard.
I would agree with that.
It's hard. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I agree.
That's my internal screaming.
Sora agrees. Oh, can we wish Sora good luck tomorrow? She has a surgery tomorrow to take out a fractured tooth. So we have to put her under for that. So she's gonna get a puppuccino tomorrow if she's a good brain girl. So hopefully she's okay.
It's a puppuccino.
Oh, a little pup cup.
I'm
like
a cat
little,
lady. Calm down.
Yeah, it's
basically just whipped cream in like the tiniest little cup at Starbucks.
How much
they
does
call
that
it a
cost?
puppuccino. No, they give it for free.
Are you going to take her to that fancy 3-story Starbucks,
The Starbucks
that we
Reserve
went to in New York? Rory?
Yeah. She's going to be like rolling off like anesthesia. And I'll be like bringing my dog into the Starbucks.
I am not really into Like, I like my little Starbucks drinks here and there. I get the little canned drinks because Memphis Starbucks are like, I went into a 3-story Starbucks in New York. We were in, I was in a Starbucks lounge. We were in a lounge eating fancy cheese. I used my first gender neutral bathroom. I directed an Irish gentleman who was colorblind to an unoccupied stall because he couldn't tell if it was green or red. I was freaking superhero. Okay, I should have had a cape on. But it was amazing. I was like, I've never been I felt underdressed. I felt so tacky. Like everyone here is dressed in Chanel and fancy stuff. I'm in shit from the Gap.
I was literally in like a t-shirt like this, like across from you. But it was a really nice Starbucks Reserve. It was it was right next to the Empire State Building.
Yeah, it was great. It was a lot of fun. So that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back next week for episode 6. This week's song, I do want to address this week's song that they did. It was not a remake of any kind that I could tell. It was a very beautiful song at the end credits. It was called Fuel to Fire by Agnes Obel, Obel. And that's O-B as in Batman, E-L as in I'm Batman. Michael Keaton, back as Batman. Don't even start on that Super Bowl.
I saw that.
Jesus. I was so depressed yesterday. I was crying for no reason, eating ice cream, and The Flash came up, and I was like, okay, I'm happy again. This is amazing. This is the best day ever. 9:00 at night. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to My Weekly Meltdown. Meltdown on YouTube. You'll get notifications when we go live. Become a patron at patreon.com/myweeklymeltdown. We just got done covering Drag Race All-Stars 2 from 2016. What's next? I'm still trying to find someone to watch Yellow Jackets. I Need someone to watch Yellow Jackets. Melanie Linsky's in it. Her character, Rory. Melanie Linsky in this is worse than she's even bitchier and smart assier. It's amazing. I need someone to watch Interview with the Vampire, the series. I need someone to watch Mayfair Witches, the series. I need Yellow Jackets. I'm just throwing it out there. You can just let me know.
Rory, are you gonna watch Big Brother Canada this year?
Of course. I mean, like, I think the joke is like I'm so behind on so many shows because I think I'm genuinely one, I'm bad about watching TV as it is, but two, I'm still like recovering from everything I missed during my year at Amazon. So I'm just like,
Well,
Big Brother Canada, absolutely. I would just see if there's a way I can watch Yellow Jacket, so that way you know you got a +1 there.
I'll give you a sign in.
Okay. Oh wait, that mic's not plugged in. Never mind. Okay.
I can help you with that. It's not Netflix. Don't worry. We're fine. It's not Netflix.
God, I can't.
And
believe that.
one more thing before we go, if you're still, Rory has been busy. Tell us what you've been doing.
So, let me see if I can pick it up. Oh yes.
What is the website?
I have a plug. It is here on YouTube. So back in November, I got to live out a dream because God knows if Big Brother casting doesn't have the brain cells to put Allison on, there's no hope for me.
Don't.
So I got to live out my dream of what I think is probably the closest I'm ever going to get. I played the online version of it. I got to do a live reality game, which is being edited into a series here on YouTube called Ascendance Live. It's season 3. I was the first person to walk into the room. I will put the channel. Yeah, I'll figure out how to link the channel. No worries. But
what's it called? Descendants.
It's called Ascendance. Like
spell
raising
that.
on, like going up, like ascending the astral plane. It's my joke that I always tell them. But anyway, we got to do
online
that.
yet?
Episode 1 went up on Thursday.
On
All
YouTube.
of the preseason interviews are up. Episodes come out every Thursday, live premiere style. So this isn't a spoiler at this point because episode's already out. The first episode was non-elimination. Nobody went home. So this Thursday, first person's going home. So you still have time to make your winner pick. That should be me. Just kidding. Anyway.
Is that right in the chat?
Let me see. The chat. Oh.
Yes, I have YouTube Ascending Live starring Rory the Virgo.
Of course. Yeah, here, let me see if I can get it in the chat really quick, and I'll put the comment too, just because I know live streams are weird. Let me see, because my computer did not want to work tonight. I don't understand why. Couldn't do any funny Zoom.
While you're typing, there was something that I did remember. Is it me, or is Pedro Pascal's hair not as gray as it was at the beginning of the show? Because I'm feeling like maybe he found a little Just for Men sprinkle in one of these shops that they're going in.
It looked very gray in the preview for next week.
Okay, well, unless it's just dirt. Because Chris and I are both like, he's not as gray as
there
he
was Just for Men at Bill's.
Yeah, they probably had hair color. Because, yeah, he had that black, which went gray towards the end. But, yeah, I could see it. They had the spray in. The root spray could have been L'Oreal. It could have been women. Who knows?
No, I'm just going to guess it was dirt, but I don't know.
Look, I'll take his dirt. I'll take that dirt. So you put it in the comments, Rory?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
So that is the channel because YouTube added handles, because nothing can be original anywhere.
Well, there aren't that many at My Weekly Meltdowns, thank Christ, because I created this shit show 8 years ago. There better not be.
No, you got it. Nobody else
This
does.
show's in the 4th grade, Okay. This show is 8 years old. This show is the same age as Sam.
Oh no!
That's
All right, guys.
interesting.
This has gone on long enough. Done. Tired. Thank you, Rory, for coming on with us. If you seriously hit me up in the Facebook Messenger if you want to watch Yellow Jackets. What is that? Are you playing music?
Oh, I accidentally hit the new background music. I was looking for the meme again. I'm sorry. I was like, I thought Rory was like playing that on his screen. Yeah. I was looking for that.
We're
watching.
Where's that coming
I
from?
accidentally clicked acoustic cinematic. My bad.
Did you know we can put this music on a loop during the entire show?
Oh, period. Oh,
Like-
period.
We could have this playing the whole time.
Welcome back to my weekly meltdowns coverage of Big Brother Canada.
Thank you for joining us in my weekly meltdown. It is 8:30 on Monday night. It's Super Hangover Monday. Did you call in sick to work today? I bet you did. You naughty boy.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna leave on a night
On this
driving.
note, yeah, this vibe. This is the vibe to leave on.
This is the after show.
We'll go down here.
I like the nightlife. I like to boogie. Well, I'm just begging The Last of Us to please breathe life into a Donna Summer song. Yeah.
Walking into the after show of my weekly meltdown. Wow!
Woo! What kind of Botox is Jeff gonna have this year? Is he gonna have cheek filler or the highbrow?
What have I created here?
You've created absolute gold is what you have done.
All right. Well, everybody, have a good rest of your night. Rory, thank you so much for joining us.
And remember,
Of course.
it's not a mutual relationship if you don't get to pick the hole.